So we're going to make some polished stars. I used to make these with my kiddos when they were growing up as some ornaments to put on the Christmas tree. We would do some, different types of ornaments that, I would keep over the years that they made. These ones are kind of flimsy, so nothing that's going to last over the years, but they're made out of leftover wrapping paper. Um, so they're not going to keep, year after year. This one, the white one, is just made out of typing paper. But if you use hard stock paper, cardboard paper, they can keep year after year if they're stored right. You can also put, like this one will do, I have this, again, Dollar Tree. It's, snow or glitter. You could put that on them and, make them shine a little bit. But, Christmas break is on us now, and, the kids might get bored. Just, something to do with the kids. If they like to do some crafts and, you know, it's cold in a lot of areas, and just, something a little fun to do with them. It's pretty simple, and yeah, so we'll go ahead and get started, and I'm just going to do one, and then you can see what they look like on the tree. They're kind of cute, and again, they're pretty simple, and if you do use a harder stock paper, they will last, and the kids can decorate them, with glitter, with fake snow, and again, they're just leftover wrapping paper pieces, so it's not like, um, you know, it's going to cost a lot of anything. It's kind of recycling. So we'll go ahead and get started here. So basically, just for one of these, you would need 10 circles. Now you can use more if you wanted it filled out more, but basically just 10. And I'm just going to use typing paper, but I already have some that I already cut out, but just kind of a quick, to show you what to do. So I just use, a regular cup. You can make it as big as you want, but for this size, you can make them smaller, but I don't recommend it because it's harder to do. So, just a regular cup, or if you want them bigger, you can actually use a bowl and make them bigger if you wanted a bigger star. But I just basically take a pencil and make a circle, and you'll make 10 of those, and then cut them out. I'm just going to cut one out of this because I already have my 10 circles on the shiny wrapping paper. So and if you're going to use the hard, the stock paper, or if you're going to use wrapping paper that's not, like the glitter or the shiny wrapping paper, if it's just, your regular wrapping paper, or, the typing paper, the difference is, with this, we're going to use tape, because with this one, the glue works great. I guess I'm getting ahead of myself, so we'll go back. But you're going to do 10 of these, but I'm just going to do one to show the difference with the glue and the tape. But after you cut 10 of these out, like I said, we got our 10 here. You're going to fold it in half. And then you're going to fold it again, like that. And then one more time. Doesn't have to be perfect, just like that. And then open it up. Okay, and then you're just going to take a nickel. I mean, you don't have to do this, but take a nickel. Just makes it a little easier, and you put it right in the middle, because this is where we're going to do our cut. But you put it right in the middle, and just trace the nickel. Like I said, you don't have to do it. You can kind of eyeball it, but it just makes it easier. And then where you see the creases where we did the fold, you're going to cut right up to where that nickel, where you trace the nickel. I don't know if you can see this or not. I'm not paying attention here. But you're just going to cut right up, as you can see, where we trace the nickel there. Have it there. Now this one we're going to do with the glue because it will stick. And you can use, the normal would to be use a pencil, but my pencil sharpener, for some reason, it sharpened the pencil like this. And I don't like that. You want a good, good sharp pencil to do it, but I had some skewers, so, I'm going to use it. So you just want to put it like right here. Do a dab of glue first. Now what I was saying is these shiny ones, the glue doesn't work that well. So that's why we're going to use tape. If you use clear tape, you're not going to really see it. But we're going to use tape for these. But on this, the glue works pretty good. Or on like this one, it's not your shiny wrapping paper, so the glue worked pretty good on these. And the goal is to get a really sharp, and these ones really don't, they're really not sharp, not as sharp as I wanted to. I didn't spend a lot of time. I did them pretty quick. But you want a really sharp tip to the star. It makes them look better, but I did them really quick, so. But you just add a little bit of glue, just a little bit. You don't want a lot or they're going to get all over your hand. Just to the tip there, just to hold. And then you're going to put your skewer there, and then you're just going to kind of roll it. Just to roll it and try to give it a good tip. And then just roll and roll, and then that glue's going to stick there like that. And then you bring this out. And then you can kind of shape it a little bit with the glue there. So that's going to be your first point. And then you just keep on going. And you got to be careful because, sometimes you're going to rip the paper. You're going to rip these off because they're flimsy. Like I said, if you use, stock paper, cardboard paper, which, it might be harder to roll, but it's not going to rip as easy as these are. But then you just keep on going with it to every one of them. And sometimes it's a pain in the butt to get the roll to go. And like I said, you want to try to get a good tip. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But, once it's on the tree, it looks pretty cute. And when you get the shiny, you get your shiny ones, the lights really hit it, and they look good, I think. They don't look like cheap wrapping paper. And the kiddos like it because, you know, they made them, they helped make them. We used to, with my kids when they were growing up, we used to do, you know, the flour in the water. You know, you make a dough, and then we would use cookie cutters and cut out different, you know, different things, and then, you know, we would bake them and paint them, and they would hang those on the tree. And yeah, they would last a little bit if stored right, but then, you know, if they get wet, they would get really nasty. We would do some oh goodness, we did all sorts of different ornaments, you know, with them growing up. And of course, you know, they would do their projects at school, you know, ornaments. And, you know, I've kept a lot of those. Um, I don't have them on my tree this year. I just kind of threw my tree together this year, so I didn't keep all those. But so, anyways, this is what it looks like when you're done with the first one, and you're going to do 10 of those to do one of those stars. Like I said, you can add more if you want it uh, fluffier, but we're gonna do these. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and do these up, and then I'll come back and we'll go ahead and assemble the star, and that's pretty quick to assemble it. It's just getting these done that takes the longest, and you can get a cramp in the fingers. So, but I'll come back and we'll go ahead after I get these done, and we'll go ahead and assemble it. Okay, so I already did all these. Didn't want to bore you on spending all the time getting those done. So we're going to go ahead and do this one, and I suggest, you know, like I said, with these shiny ones, you want to use tape. Glue is not going to stick very well, and so I would suggest that you go ahead and get little tiny pieces of tape. They don't have to be perfect, just little tiny pieces of tape, and go ahead and cut them off, you know, little tiny pieces, you know, beforehand, or it's just going to take forever. And just going to go ahead and roll that up like that, and then just put the tape there. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're not going to see it anyways, and then just roll it. And with these, you have to be careful because they will rip easily. Like I said, I mean, you might see it if it's close up, but on the tree, you're not going to see it. And then you just keep on going. Just put them on the back of that and just roll it. Oops. You have to excuse me, I'm still trying to fight this sinus infection going on, so I'm kind of blah still. But and as you keep doing this, you'll get faster at it. Just kind of roll with it. And they do, like I said, they do rip easily. But, you know, they don't have to be perfect. If it does rip, you don't have to make a new one. You can tape one of these back on. You can glue it back on. You know, doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, it's going to be in the tree. It's just you know, it's just a little star. I think, you know, you do need that at least 10 to make it, you know, fluffy. You do need the 10 at least. And sometimes, the tape gets icky and you just, push it down. No biggie. Okay, so after you get all those done, then you just poke a hole in the middle, and you can use your needle because we're going to be using a needle. Or you can just use, your pencil or, my skewer. Just makes it a lot easier. So I'm just going to poke a hole in the middle of each one. Okay, so now that we have that, I got these at Dollar Tree. They're just sequins. And or you can use any type of beads, as long as they're small, not really big and janky, but these will work. You just need two. But I got these at the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to get two out. And I could not find, you're going to need a needle, and you're going to need some sort of ribbon, thread, anything that will fit. Oops, there it is. Fit through these, and I just got a thin piece of, I don't even know what they call it, just yarn, but you can use thin ribbon, packaging, that packaging ribbon that they have, anything. The problem is I could not find, you want a needle with a bigger eye hole, and I could not find mine. I had them out, and I don't know what I did with them. But you want to make sure that, it's big enough that this is going to fit through, but I'm going to have a little issue getting it through. But it is what it is. I'm not going to look any further for my other needles. But you just want to take this, and I know I had to make, when I made those, I had to just make this a little bit bigger just for this to go through. But just had to work it in there a little bit. And this you want to make, about 12 inches. And you might have to work with it, cut it, lick it, whatever you have to do to get it in there. Same if you use a bead. You just got to make sure it gets in there. So once you get it in there, to force it in there. You can use a bead, and like I said, this might not be the right string. I used what I had here. I wasn't going to get anything else, but you want to make sure that you pull this up and it's equal. So, and your bead is down here at the bottom. So it's equal like that. Then you're going to take the needle, and you're going to, like I said, make sure you have the right needle. I don't. Just make sure that it's got a bigger eye there, so you can put both of these in. And so this is going to work because I did the other two with this. It's just going to take me a while, a little forcing it in. And you don't have to do that because it'll frustrate if the kids are working with this, or if you do it for the kids, you're going to get frustrated having to. If you're going to make a lot of these, to put a lot of them on your tree, it's going to get frustrating. So just make sure the eye is, big enough so it's not so frustrating. Okay, I had to put that on pause because, like I said, I did not have the right needle. But anyways, you want your sequence there at the bottom, like so, and you want to pull it through both of them through like this. And you definitely want to make sure that it's got the big enough eye to get that through so it's not such a pain in the butt. And I'm sorry, I sound blah here. Like I said, I'm still not feeling good. But you want to take your first star and you want the shiny side down. And then you're going to pop it through that hole. And like I said, that's why we did the hole to begin with. Just makes it easier. And your bead is going to stop, or your sequence or whatever is going to stop from, from it going through. And then the rest is going to be the shiny side or the good side up, like this. And then you're just going to keep going like that. And it's going to look like that. Let me get the rest of these out of the way. Doesn't matter how it lays in there. And you're just going to pop the rest of them on. With the shiny side, or the good side I should say. As you can see. It looks like that. And they're very flimsy, like I said. And you just pop them all on. This is the easiest part of the whole thing. And the more you make of these, like I said, you can do 12, 15. I don't know. I've never done more than 10 on them, so I'm sure they would, fill out more. So once you get the last one on, sitting down like that, then you're going to pop your last sequence or bead on. I'm just going to stick that in there. You're going to put it down in here. Oops. And then you're going to take your needle off and separate the two strings, and you're going to pull. Gently pull, but pull tight. And then you're going to tie a knot where that sequence is. You're just going to loop and tie a good knot to hold that sequence in place. You got to get around these little spiky things. Oops, I had one fall off here. I don't know how that happened. That's okay. I do not know how that happened. Well, I guess this is what it looks like with only 9. That is very strange. And then you're going to just tie a knot for it to hang. However, big you want it to hang. It doesn't matter. Because this is where it's going to hang off the tree. And then you cut the excess off. So there you go. There's that one with one that fell off, which is really strange. I don't know how that happened. They were all on there, so. But this is what it looks like with only 9. But it got tied on really good, so I'm not sure. So we have that. Your silver color, your red. Like I said, you want to pull tight, but maybe I pulled too tight, and maybe I cut this thing. I don't see any cuts, so I'm not sure. Anyways, so I'm going to put that to the side because I don't know what this is going to look like, but On this one, with these little spikes, it's just hard to do anything with, but we're just going to put a little bit of glue. Everything's going wrong in this video, but I'm not going to do this again, because after a while that does hurt your fingers. So we're just going to put a little bit of drops of glue here and there, just on these, you know, spikes. You can do it down, just wherever you want. You could put it all over the place, just dabs. It really doesn't matter. I guess you could do, like I said, you could do this with glitter. I've never did it with this fake snow. I had, excuse me, I had it left over from, I did one of those Christmas village display things using a fake Christmas tree, a 4-foot Christmas tree. So I had some of the snow left. I don't even know if you're going to even be able to see it. Probably not. I'm probably just making a mess. But anyways, like I said, you know, you can get glitter, whatever, or not. You can leave it just plain. That's about all I'm going to do with that. I'm just making a mess. But anyways. So there we have it. We have your I'm going to hold this one because it's a little mess. You have your Polish stars that you can hang on the Christmas tree, and you know, a little project to do with the kiddos. And you know, some people, you know, I've read they've made this a tradition. You know, just like I said, a little something you can do with the kids, and you know, or the grandkids. And you know, I've had them on my tree, and you know, we would start early. I know this is kind of already late. Christmas is already, you know, this weekend. But if you make a lot of these, they actually look really, you know, really cute on the tree. But anyways, we will catch you again. I'm looking at making, on my next video, looking at making some fudge, some peanut butter fudge, with only using 2 ingredients, and we'll see how that goes. So again, I'm sorry, you know, we had a little mishap here, and I am still just not feeling good, so I'm just kind of sounding blah. But anyways, this is our Polish stars, and we'll see what they look like. This is all I'm making. I'm not making any more. So we'll see what they look like on the tree. I'm going to throw them up there, you know, why not? And we'll see what they look like. So we'll catch you on the next video.